Things are heating up in the chase for the Grand National Cross Country Championship. Walker Fowler won our last race in Ohio, and defending series champion Chris Borich didn't finish with mechanical problems. Fowler is flying high and back to within 8 points of the series lead. Oh, this is going to be a good one. The AMSOIL Snowshoe GNCC, we start atop the mountain, then we go down to the woods, and that's where the fans are. The mud fleas of GNCC Racing are pumped. See the best off-road riders in the world do battle here in the mud. Chris Borich, your defending and 5-time ATV champ. But engine problems at our last race, he scored 0 points. Walker Fowler here, the number 2, is rolling with 2 victories in a row. He doesn't care about those back tires. He's showing off here in opening ceremonies. Then there's Adam McGill. Nobody shows off in opening ceremonies better than him, and he is a West Virginia native. Would love to win here. And he has won this race 2 times previously. Also got to watch for Brian Wolfe, who has won this race twice also. He's not on the front row, though. We line him up by order of points. Top 5 into the first turn. The number 1 of Borich, grabbing the whole shot. Fowler able to go to the inside and edge him out.
Brian Wolfe and Marshall Goings around.
Row 2, the number 4 of Chris Bidwell getting out front of Wolfe. Now we wait on row 3. And these riders will have time adjustment on their side. Landon Wolfe and Chase Shadron battling and bumping some other riders. Now we're down into the woods, and this is what Snowshoe is all about. Don't let that pavement fool you. It is flat nasty here in the woods, and Fowler already taking off with Borich in hot pursuit. And now it's Cole Richardson in hot pursuit, normally an XC2 rider starting on row 2, but since you're lined up in order of points today, he gets to start up front, and he is making good on his talent. So it'll be all sorts of mixed up as far as the time adjustments and different riders in different classes getting in the mix. And of course, dealing with these conditions, Fowler has to stop and figure out where to go. Borich gets completely stuck behind him. Good job rocking the machine and getting that skid plate off of whatever it was stuck on. These are classic Grand National cross-country conditions. Just old school. And what's really ironic about the positioning of this race, the first Grand National cross-country event was right here in West Virginia. The famous Blackwater 100. A lot of the riders will say that this probably is the closest to that original type race, just so difficult where the riders will actually stop and ask for advice on the fans to figure out the best way through these tricky sections. And honestly, these riders aren't even thinking about speed right now. They're just trying to not get stuck. I think that's Fowler who just rolled through. Fans cheering on Borich now. And that's tough, and one of the Borich pennants. See the kid with the Borich shirt giving him a push to get him through. That's all legal here. It's part of the action in GNCC racing, but Walker Fowler, this kid is on a roll, and he is getting away. Now Borich normally plays things a little bit conservatively here at Snowshoe. He knows to blow up an engine, break something very easily in these conditions. He's usually a little bit consistent side as opposed to out and out going for the race win. That's McGill in 3rd now. Here comes Jared Mcclure on the number 10. And you've got mud on top of tree roots and rocks. Chase Shadron comes through. And then Brian Wolfe. Do not count out the 341. There's just something about this track that works for him, although I do see a little steam coming out of the back of the machine. Hey, right now they all have trouble because they can't keep up with Fowler. He is just hauling McGill up to the number 2 position. And listen, they're running low RPM at times. And I don't know if that's because they don't have the traction and they're just trying to hook up, or if they're being a little bit more conservative with the equipment, you're going to absolutely tax the machine in those muddy sections. You can't be all over the rev limiter all day at Snowshoe like you can in a regular GNCC. Fowler looks over his shoulders. Nobody there. He just keeps on motoring away. Well, very early in the race, I don't want to speculate too much, but if it did end like this, Fowler would basically end the day tied with Borich in points. We have not seen anyone put that kind of pressure on Borich in 5 years. He not only won this title in the last 5 seasons, but it hasn't even really been close in the standings. So that could change the perspective of this race, knowing for the first time in a while, it's going to have a real impact on the championship. Normally, it's kind of a one-off deal. Borich doesn't go out there to try to win it. He just doesn't want to lose a ton of points. Opens the door for others. Look at these rocks, man. And that is like ice on top of them. The tree, we're in the same situation. And you're not able to hit the stuff square either. You're hitting usually everything at an angle. The thing wants to kick sideways and spin tires on it. This is cross-country racing the way it's meant to be. We're racing at Snowshoe. Stay with us. Racer TV is brought to you by AMSOIL, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by Can-Am. It's the AMSOIL Grand National Cross Country Series presented by Maxxis, an AMA National Championship. And suddenly, Adam McGill is in the lead. What happened to Walker Fowler? Second place is Chris Borich. Man, in the previous segment, we were teasing the fact that Fowler's already getting away in this one and looking to make up more ground on Borich in the points. We still don't see him. Here's third place. That's Brian Wolfe. Two-time winner of the event, and Wolfe won here when it really counted. We had a $10,000 winner purse 2 years in a row. He took it both times. Here it is Mcclure and Shadron. Been a great story all year. Shadron, Bryson, Neal, Landon Wolfe, a lot of the young kids in this XC1 class starting to get closer and closer, challenging the established names. Chris Bithell, where you been, bud? Haven't seen him all day long. Bithell, always a front runner. Didn't get the start. That's not usually his specialty. Of course, he wasn't on the front row today. But normally, usually, a little while before he gets going. But once he gets going, he moves forward. We'll see what happens. There's McGill. That was one of our course marshal bikes laying over on the side of the track. I don't even know if there's enough solid ground to even put a kickstand down on those motorcycles. Wolfe up to second, and we have now got a report on Walker Fowler. Broken chain. Just like that, this championship has taken a huge turn. McGill and Wolfe, though, they're not concerned with that. They're just going to try to fight each other. How am I even going to tell who's who in this race as it goes on? And these guys are covered. I think that's the 10 of Mcclure, who has climbed up to third. And now Shadra comes through. I didn't see Borich. Is it possible that Borich is having trouble as well? Yeah, let's just throw in a couple of down logs while we're at it in this mud and these rocks. Okay, I still haven't seen Borich come through unless there's an issue or he went through a line or I just missed him outright. Nope, here he is. Here's the champ. So he's gone well outside of the top 5. We hear Fowler again is out with a broken chain. So any points that Borich scores today are going to be big ones. Meanwhile, these two couldn't care less. Wolfe and McGill, and the riding style for these two works in this rough terrain. They're very loose on the machine. As Wolfe is taking the lead, actually. McGill right there behind him. These guys are momentum riders. They are not afraid. Mcclure is still close. When you get to those big rocky sections, they'll just let her hang and let the machine bounce around beneath them. Shadron up to 4th. Boy, about mid-season, this kid, rookie in the class, has really found another level. Battling for podiums, he led some laps not that long ago at a previous race in West Virginia. And he skipped the XC2 class, which was supposed to be the stepping stone to this. So no one really knew what to think of Shadron's prospects this year. He has improved rapidly. Meanwhile, Bithell around Borich. Champ's gonna have to fight back here. Stay with us. Racer TV is brought to you by AMSOIL, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by Can-Am. When you have rough conditions like we have here at Snowshoe, the best remedy is a four-wheel drive machine. Here are highlights from earlier today in our Can-Am 4x4 Pro class. This has been so fun to watch all season long. First time we've ever had them all in one division. We're talking the big names like Robert Smith is out front, Brian Buchanan, Rick Checo, Jordan Phillips, Michael Swift, Kevin Trantham. Look at how close they are. Every week these guys battle. Smith continues to lead on the, yes, Big Nuts Racing Can-Am. It's covered in mud, but I believe that's Buchanan. I believe Swift coming through next. I'm going to guess this is Trantham here. These machines, bigger tires, more ground clearance, and of course four-wheel drive. They're heavy though. They're just mashing through these rocks. One mistake makes all the difference when it's this close. Smith would lead the first few laps. He'd have problems. Michael Swift and the Polaris would take over the lead then. He had a nice little gap built up over Buchanan. It's lap 4, about halfway through an 8-lap race that will last 2 hours. But Buchanan not giving up, keeping it close. And then when Swift had problems late, Buchanan was able to take the lead from him and take the 4x4 Pro Class win. He's also your overall winner this morning, and that's 2 wins in the class in a row for Buchanan. He leaves Snowshoe as the 4x4 Pro points leader. Checo and Smith round out the top 3 of 4x4 Pro. Back to our XC1 Pro race. Still a 3-rider duel. Wolfe has dropped to 3rd now. Mcclure and McGill going at it for the lead. Big downhill here, about 1,000 feet of total elevation around this lap. Look at Mcclure. Has not won one of these GNCC races yet. One of these days is going to be today. Could this one be it? He had to go through these two to get there as well. Easier said than done. Shadron doing a great job in 4th. And next up should be the Bithell-Borich tandem. There's Borich. Back to the leader. Mcclure back by DWT Tires. Got the Racing Power Sports Pirate MX back. McGill. Here's Wolfe. And that's what I'm talking about. Look at the style of Wolfe, man. He just hucks it. Just goes for it in the really nasty stuff. You can see Shadron and some of these other riders. I don't know if you want to call it more smart, more conservative, or just different. Good battle, though, Shadron dealing with Bithell and Borich. 1 lap to go. McGill emerging back with the lead. However, Brian Wolfe did not start on the front row with McGill. There's Wolfe. He, I believe, is still in the lead actually on adjusted time because he started on that 3rd row. So there's an opportunity for Wolfe to still win this thing on time adjustment. McGill is going to have to not only lead him across the line, he's got to build up a gap of about a minute. He's got to really put the hammer down on this last lap, and he's doing just that. And I think these guys are covered. I think that's Mcclure. He's trying to do the same thing. Keep McGill in sight. The difference is Mcclure will have to pass McGill to win this one because they started on the front row together. Bithell and Borich still trudging along. Here is McGill. Did he save enough for the end? Does he have enough speed to pull away? Going into this last lap, it was nearly a dead heat between he and Wolfe on time. Wolfe looks like he's gotten back around Mcclure. Great racing. Normally you get these really rough tracks, and the guys are so concerned about just not getting stuck and not breaking down, they're not able to battle each other. Those three have done it. Shadron has been dealing with pressure all day long from the veterans. You've got Bithell and Borich and Brent Sturdivant, who's been at this game for a long time, not a full-time racer any longer, but you get to these rough tracks and Sturdivant still knows what he's doing. Here it is, checkered flag, about to come out. McGill is going to be first across the line, and they're saying it looks like he's going to do it as far as adjusted time goes. Clock still running here on Wolfe. He hustles through. We'll check the watch in a moment. Here is Mcclure going to finish third, and the word is out. Adam McGill has won it overall on adjusted time. Here are your AMSOIL results. Wolfe second, Mcclure third. Bithell edges Borich, Sturdivant ahead of Shadron, Yoho, Wolfe, and Henford round out your top five. And the point standings. Oh, Walker Fowler, the one that got away, is now back to 20 points behind Borich. He's leading the race when he ran into mechanical trouble on the Ampro and Fab Yamaha. A broken chain could make all the difference in this series. Let's go to the AMSOIL race recap. See Fowler there on the inside. He's going to just hug this line, get ahead of Borich, take the lead, start pulling away. The kid is looking for his third straight win this year. Not for long. Broken chain, he was out. And a three-rider duel broke out between Mcclure, Wolfe, and McGill. They each had turns in the lead. Wolfe led them on adjusted time when the last lap began, but McGill really put his head down on the final go-around. He was able to get away just enough to seal off the win. The third victory for McGill at Snowshoe. West Virginia fans happy to see their boy take the win. Congrats to him. Thanks for watching.